Hi, everyone. Welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. Today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 7, and it is titled, How Do You Know If You're in Love? Before we get into today's episode, please take a minute to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You ready to start this review?
Let's do this.
All right. So I think that these are in order of appearance that I wrote them down. So I was just going to roll that way. You cool with that?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Haley and Jacob. So we opened up with Haley in a solo cam shot by herself.
Yeah.
Saying that he accused her of having a boyfriend at home. And that they had slept separately after. Oh, wait, no. The sleeping separately was completely separate of that. He accused her of having a boyfriend at home. And when they made it to their, what do they call it?
Home away from home. Their apartment.
Yeah, their apartment, but it's called something.
I don't know.
Whatever. When they made it there, they were still arguing with each other. And I was like, this is not good at all. Essentially, they ended up having a big blow up, and then they were able to talk about it. He apologized. I think she apologized. She did.
I didn't hear an apology from her.
Well, no. It was one of those reflection. We talked about it last night.
Oh.
I know he apologized because I remember her vividly saying that he apologized, but I can't remember if she apologized. But essentially, he didn't like the way that he was being treated in this whole ordeal. And he wanted to get back on track. She says the same. I don't know if I really believe her.
The thing with Jacob in this one was that he spent too much time accusing her of having another relationship. Mm-hmm. And of course, when they talked to Pastor Cal, we found out why that was the assumption for him from the jump. I believe because that was going on, she said it. She was like, that's causing her to take a step back completely. And when she said that, this is when she was talking to Pastor Cal. She was like, he was accusing her of another relationship, and she was like, I just completely shut off from there. I was like, there's no chance that this relationship will work.
No.
At this point.
If you accuse me of having a boyfriend on day 5,
yeah,
we have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Basically, everything else that I wrote down about them was that, they went to each other's homes.
Yeah.
Her home looked like I thought it would look. His home was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, just because of how he was like, I'm really into 80s stuff. He keeps most of his 80s things behind the closet door, but there were things like the neon sign
and the white boots
that he has on display. I want to know, what is his attraction to the 80s? I mean, I'm an 80s baby. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but
like, all I thought when I saw those boots was like, that's cocaine white boots.
That's where you went.
That's where I went. Because that's the thing about the 80s, man. Like, every time he talks about the 80s, I be like, man, he watched like all type of movies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
He not quotes, but he references movies and TV shows from the 80s a lot. And I felt like Haley with a lot of them, like, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
No, but it's just, you can tell Haley was trying, but it was hard for her to vibe with him over that 80s stuff. And she actually said that the conversation with Pastor Cal was necessary. It was needed for them to move forward in their relationship.
And I hope it's productive.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so from this point on.
I hope that conversation was productive, and I also hope that they figure out what to do with all them dogs, because them dogs was fighting.
I don't understand. I'm a dog person. I like dogs.
You don't want 15 dogs in your house, though.
One dog is okay. 2 are, no more than 2.
2 would be you wanting a big dog and me wanting a small dog.
Right.
And our compromise is for both of us to have a dog.
Right.
But
But
that just makes the kennel bills expensive when you want to go somewhere.
That's it.
Let's see. Next up, we have Brianna and Vincent. I said that she was starting off very annoying about his shoes and his beard when they were going.
Yeah, did you catch that?
First place. I was like, girl, shut up.
I was like, man, Artika would never ask me to shave clean my beard up. You would say, oh, that looks raggedy, or it looks terrible, or you need to line it up, but you wouldn't be like, hey, can you go ahead and clean that up?
She didn't even say, I don't remember her saying, can you go ahead and do it, more so than her saying, do you ever do it? Or
she said, do you ever?
I think she said, do you ever?
I took it as she needs him to go in there and clean his beard up now.
And I'm like,
I was like, man, you are bossy.
It's a rough and scruffy time out here. It's 2020. I mean, because they're in the past. Yeah. We're in the future.
Yeah.
They met with Pastor Cal. They discussed their different communication styles, which I felt like she got a little bit hostile in that conversation. Like, well, I won't say hostile. She definitely took a step back. Like, I can't believe he said this about me. And then she essentially did exactly what he said that she does at the ending of them. So it's like, girl, it's right here in black and white. I mean, I know she's not watching it back.
Yeah.
Right, in that moment, but it's right there in black and white exactly what you did. Basically, they both went to each other's homes after the meeting with Pastor Cal. Their places individually were nicer than the place that they moved into, I thought. And then at the ending, their blow up was because Champagne Vinny tried to live up to his name. He popped some champagne and he spilled it on himself. And she was like, that's classic Vincent or Vinny.
Yeah, something like that.
And he was like, that's never happened to me before in my life. What do you mean?
I took that conversation because it came out of nowhere, and I was sitting there looking like Brianna too. Like, what are you talking about? I was just playing. He thinks of it, or he seems to think of, like, when somebody talks about you, they're talking about you in a manner that you're not educated. He's just basically like, don't joke with me like that. Like, I don't play like that, so I'm not gonna play with you like that. And I mean, I get it. It's one of those, it's his thing. Yeah. Yeah. And so there has to be some give and take, and he has to explain it in a better way so that she can recognize what she is doing. Because what happened, or what it appears that happened, which I'm sure is what happened, is that situation happened. He regressed in the situation because she said the mood changed in the room. And then probably like an hour or 30 to 40 minutes later, that's when it got brought back up. And at that point, she wasn't thinking about it anymore, but he was still thinking about it. You can tell the mood changed by the music. Well, okay. The music be killing me, man. Y'all, we have to watch it with closed captioning on because our child decides to randomly scream. And play with blocks. Play with blocks and Elmo and anything else that makes noise while we're trying to watch. And we don't have DVR, so we're not about to rewind this. Yeah. So it's like, watch it one time and do what we got to do. So we have to watch with closed captioning, and the closed caption will say like tense music. But yeah, all in all with them, I just think that Vincent is going to have to communicate what his triggers are a little bit better to Brianna. And she's going to have to stop being sensitive when he communicates what his triggers are. Yeah. But essentially, I think they can work. It's just communication. No, definitely. I think the communication thing, you want to say, you want him to stop being so sensitive, because I feel like that was a very sensitive thing, you know. Like, I could obviously see that she was playing. You know, she didn't mean no harm in what she said, classic Vinny or anything like that. It's just, hey, you know, you got something on your shirt, it's cool. You know, let's just clean it up. And like, you ain't gonna talk about me like that. Right, that's it. And I mean, I get it. I'm sensitive. Man. I don't think I'm that sensitive, but I am definitely sensitive. And so I could see that being an issue. Yeah. But it's something that they can work through. I don't think that it's a... But this may...
What's the word?
He left.
He did. He pulled a Karen.
This man truly left, man. Like, they got a whole nother room over there. He left the apartment. So yeah, you gotta have better conflict resolution.
That is it. Good wording.
There we go.
All right, you got anything else for them?
Nah.
All right.
Oh, I did want to know, like, why was her TV leaning? Like, I could not figure that out for.
And I'm like,
nothing.
girl, you're a whole engineer. A TV stand is literally like a piece and 2 screws.
My thing was, does that not bother you that your TV is leaning?
But it's
like
a
that?
piece. It's a piece and 2 screws.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, granted, I have not had to put together any of our TVs before, but I put together enough things in our home that I think that I could put together a TV and it not be leaning.
Yeah.
But she gotta get that together.
Her TV leaning.
Next up is Virginia and Eric. So they get to their new place and they talk about fixing the schedule so that she can have time for partying and they can still, you know, get together. They go and visit each other's houses and apparently he says that he's allergic to cats, allegedly. I think he just doesn't.
Gotta say allegedly.
Yeah, I think that he just doesn't like cats.
That's possible.
I mean, as someone who doesn't hate cats, I'm also not a cat person. Yeah. Like, if you had a cat, I'm not afraid of the cat, but I don't want a cat living in my house. Yeah. So
cats are sneaky, man.
It's not that they're sneaky. When they get angry, they like pee in your stuff.
What?
What do you mean, what?
They do?
Yeah. Like, sometimes they'll get pissed off at you and, like, go pee in your shoes.
I didn't know.
Could you imagine?
I would be so mad.
Going into your closet and sticking your foot in your shoe and it's like cat pee in it? Like, that would piss me off.
Yeah. I just don't like cats, man.
I know you don't. Good thing I'm not a cat person. I said he's gonna poison that cat.
I didn't know she had cats.
Yeah, she has cats and dogs.
Man, it's interesting.
A cat and a dog.
I did write that he talks to her like she a child. Like, when
because to him she is a child.
Like, when they was in the bed, he was like, so you know you're married. You know what I'm saying? You're married now, so you got to do certain things, but you still have your freedom to do this stuff. I was like, man, she's not your teenage daughter, man, that's moving in for the first time with you. She does
talk about things in a sense of being a teenager, because, like, when she said that she got offended that he asked her to, like, text him that she made it somewhere okay, I was like, that's nothing to do about control. That's literally somebody could have stolen you off of the street. Just text me that you're okay.
Yeah, I think Virginia's needs to adjust to being actually married, and it needs time. They didn't, like, what, day 10?
Mm-hmm. But I don't even think that that's a marriage thing, because we do that to our friends.
Well, apparently her friends didn't do that to her.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that particular issue is not a marriage thing. That's like a friendship thing. Like, if our friends come by our house and they leave late, it's like, hey, let me know y'all made it home.
Well, I still think she brought that up. This is when they were talking to Pastor Cal, by the way. She brought that up with thinking about the fact that he really don't want her hanging around her guy friends like she was, because she's married now. It's like, it makes sense. That's a make sense move. I just feel like the way Eric presents it and the way Virginia is receiving it, they're on two different pages there. And
I think that where the information resides is actually somewhere in the middle, because I don't think that he presents it correctly, but I know she doesn't receive it correctly.
Right, exactly. So I just feel like, you know, it's more things underneath the blanket in their relationship that they just need to uncover. Like, she's like, I don't believe that he likes where she is in her life.
He doesn't.
And
he thought that he was going to get someone that was like a mature 26, like a Paige.
Yeah.
I have my own home. I have a career. On top of having a career, I also have started a second career.
Right.
Like being a realtor. Like basically he was looking for the conservative page that he didn't get.
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. It's like they I think they're good. Or I think Eric will adjust a lot more than she will. But I just, it's just looking at it. It's kind of hard because you're like, Eric, you ain't presenting that well. Mm-hmm. And most of the stuff that he's saying, it's like, bro, you just not. Nah, I would have came with it at a different angle. And with her, you have to start to realize where she's coming from on things. Like he's definitely spent more time with her right now to kind of figure out how you can have these conversations with her and how you can say, well, I'm uncomfortable with this when you do X, Y, and Z.
No, I get it. I get you. Well, I just have 3 more sentences for them.
What's that?
One was they've had sex.
Yeah.
The second was...
I thought we knew that.
No.
Oh.
They said they never confirmed it on the honeymoon.
Oh, okay.
2 was he got a little studio.
Yep.
I was like, I wonder what kind of music he be making.
Right.
And then the third thing that I wrote was that when they were talking to Pastor Cal, he said he feels that she sees them as more boyfriend and girlfriend instead of husband and wife. And I was like, I could see that because she's probably the first of her friends to get married.
Yeah.
Because at 26, I had a couple of friends that had been married, but they were all like 18, 19 married. So they had bowed out of all of the like foolishness real early.
Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, it's an adjustment period for her because, she is still in the mindset of party, let's all get wasted. But, the
song Shots probably take her out. Shot.
Man, but, just trying to like allowing her the opportunity to get adjusted to married life because jumping from party all the time to I'm at home with a husband that's a jump.
That is a huge jump.
That is a huge jump. And like, I don't think a lot of the other couples are like that. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
I think Clara may be the closest thing, but she's not like that.
Clara can go a weekend without...
Clara can cut it off.
Yeah, without going and hanging out with her friends. Like, she's still going to hang out with her friends, but it's not going to be I have to do this every weekend. You're not going to change me.
Right.
All right, you got anything else for them?
No, that's it.
All right, and now up to the foolishness. So, Paige and Chris. Paige moves in by herself. He went to Chicago. He probably went to go see that pastor in Chicago.
Man, stop it. Man, Paige looks so sad.
She did.
Oh, this episode for her was so saddening to me because I mean, like, first off, she doesn't deserve what has happened.
Nobody deserves to be treated that way, but we also have to look at the fact that Paige is being a willing participant at this point.
She is.
Especially with next week.
What happened? Oh, yeah.
So she meets up with Chris. Chris decides that he does not want to have the conversation in front of the cameras, which I don't get how you get to decide that.
I don't get what's the thought process behind that because
he doesn't think that anything that he says is going to make it to air if he doesn't actually say it on camera.
Like I feel like that's the dumbest logic in the world because I'm finna tell you I want to get a divorce in private.
Like it's not gonna make it.
Like we're not gonna find out. Like what sense does that make, brother?
And I just can't believe that she cut the mic off.
I can believe it.
Because I would have cut it off and cut it right back on.
I can believe it because this man is manipulative and he's basically dragging her along.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole thing. So he's telling her what she needs to do and what she wants to do. And he's capable of doing that. I don't know how one gets that,
caught up.
Right. That's fast, you know.
Because that was fast.
But yeah, so they cut the mics off.
He said he wants a divorce. I said, thank God, maybe we can be done with them. But no, the Chris and Paige show continues.
Oh, that was a relief, man. When he said, I want a divorce. Yes, Paige, this is your out.
I was like, yes, so we're going to move on.
Right.
Let's see. She sits down with Pastor Cal. Pastor Cal was like, I'm a pastor, so I can't say this, but that's BS.
Man, did you see the way Pastor Cal walked in the house? He knew it was some. He was like, he gave the "I'm sorry" Paige face.
He did.
I am so sorry we matched you up with this guy.
Let's see what else I said. Chris walked in after she basically told Pastor Cal everything. And then they cut to the Marion Millions commercial. I just want to go on record of going on and saying this out loud. Rodney is gay. I don't watch Marion Millions, but Rodney does not want to marry that woman. And I know y'all get it from those commercials because I don't watch the show, but those commercials get me so caught up and it gets me irritated. But yeah, back to them. Comes back from commercial break. They're sitting down. He doesn't want to actively answer any of the questions that Pastor Cal asked him. And then he's sitting there with a smirk on his face. And I swear I wanted to knock him in his mouth with this little stupid smirk on his face.
Pastor Cal probably did want to too.
Like,
but he's a pastor.
I'm not.
But one thing though, man, like it bothers me. We know that she consented to sex, but that
part doesn't bother me.
She continually consented to sex for him.
Right.
The
consenting to sex part, yes. The irritation is there because you did not want to have sex, but you were thinking about what his dad told you at the wedding and then your quote unquote duties as a wife.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you consented to sex. That's on you. He keeps dropping these little bombs on you and yet you keep continuing to have sex with him.
Because you didn't want to upset him? Like, what sense? Like,
so nobody cares about her feelings.
Right. Why?
Not even nobody. She doesn't care about her feelings.
Like, why is it that you're caring so much about him and you just met this guy and this guy has already told you was ugly? He didn't say you was ugly. He just said he said
several times in several different ways, you're not the type of woman that I would be with. You're not the type of woman that I'm attracted to. You're not the type of woman that I would go after. Man, I mean, your personality's nice.
Yeah. Like that for me, that just bothers me. You know, that she cares. So like, you can tell she's a very nice person. But she cares so much about what he thinks that she's willing to give herself to him. I think it's a
camera complex too.
What you mean?
I think that like when she called production and had the conversation with production, that was really Paige. This person that we see on TV is prim and proper Paige for the cameras. Paige that was on the phone is really who Paige is.
Yeah.
And Paige doesn't want to blow up and act a fool on camera because she still has to go to work. She's still trying to sell some houses. And she just can't basically act like that in public or for the viewing public, I should say. But he's using that to, I'm sure that's a conversation that they've had, and he's using that to his advantage. I don't know how, like when you say that you want to divorce me, especially on, what was it, day 10? Okay.
Right. Like
where do I sign?
Yeah, you should be happy. Like I was relieved, happy.
I wouldn't say that I would be happy because that means that everything that I've done in this experiment was like a waste for me. But relief, absolutely. Like, done.
Yeah. Like, and then they had sex without protection. Like, for me, that bothers me too. Just because, first off, you don't know this guy from anybody, and then you just up here just, you know, unprotectedly.
And then you find out he has a baby on the way and you continue to have sex with him. And then, like, you could possibly have been baby mama number 2.
Yeah. Anyway, but the biggest thing is that he said that he wanted a divorce, and then he whispered, like, he bothers me. This dude here bothers me to my core, because you sign up to be on a TV show that everybody watch. We know that you've watched this TV show because it's season 12, and then you get on TV and try to whisper, cut the mics off, don't want people to hear, don't want to talk about things and stuff like that on the mic. But you think we're not gonna find out what happened? Like him whispering in her ear after Pastor Kyle left that he's afraid he wants to get a divorce because he's afraid that he'll fall for her. What's so wrong with falling for her?
For your wife.
Right.
Even if it is somebody that you just met last week, it's still your wife at this point. Definitely. This is dumb. This whole situation is dumb. Everybody involved just dumb. All right. The couple we had the least to say about, Claire and Ryan.
Well, that's going to be the show, guys. So all
I wrote down was that they talked about how their sleep schedule is going to work because Ryan goes to bed at 10 and she doesn't. Ryan sleeps in pitch black. She doesn't. Ryan has to have the fan on. She doesn't. Ryan's house looked exactly like I thought it would, minus the filing cabinet in the kitchen. I didn't think anybody was going to have a filing cabinet in the kitchen. And
he still have it. Like, why not fix it?
Or just take the cabinet out, like the shelf.
Yeah.
And just put the stuff at the bottom. Right, and if it doesn't fit at the bottom, it can't go in that cabinet.
Right.
Somebody got to be handy. He couldn't call his dad.
I don't know.
Anywho, last thing I wrote was they're the only couple that haven't had sex.
They are the only couple that haven't had sex. And I like the way Pastor Kyle laid out love. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty cool as it being, because most of the time we look at it as being a feeling. I'm in love with a person and stuff like that. But he was saying it more so as a principle, you know.
I never thought about it in that way.
No, being a conscious decision to fulfill someone else's legitimate needs. It's love. Makes sense to me. But
I just hope that Ryan can decide if he loves anybody.
Clara is not. Claire, we obviously know Clara is not with not having sex, but they're doing something.
Clara has gotten her racially ambiguous man, and she is trying to do it so she can test drive having these racially ambiguous babies that are probably going to just look white.
Yeah. And but they're definitely doing something. Clara had made sure to let everybody know.
I wonder what.
I don't know.
They over there twiddling toes.
I don't know what they're doing.
And she's like, it's stimulating.
Stop it. But no, I like Clara and Ryan together, man. They seem like they are a good choice for each other.
We got 2 more episodes before we do our mid-season prediction. I think it's 16 episodes in the season. I have to verify and then we can work it out. So, you got anything else to say about this episode at large?
No, I just Chris and Paige just bothers me, man.
I just want him to go away.
Yeah, it's like let him, and then next week,
that girl is dumb for wanting to be on this show.
She want to be on this show to try to get a check. That's what that is.
Somebody.
Did they get a check for that?
I don't know if she would. Someone said that they thought that they were gonna go on to this show to get their own spinoff show because this season, this situation is a train wreck, and we like train wrecks on reality TV. And I was like, no, nobody wants to watch.
Nobody will watch.
Nobody wants to watch that.
Nah, that's just messy.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb. And we found out, like, you know, there was, by the time he had sex with this girl and got her pregnant, they had already known that, you know,
they were knee deep in this process.
Yeah, they were in the process, so he knew better.
And I wonder how many other people there were that he was having sex with?
I don't know. But I just, they bother me. So
he bothers me.
Paige's decision making bothers me.
Paige's decision making bothers me, but like Paige, I just want to be like, step into the light. But with him, he just bothers me. Everything about him bothers me at this point. Bringing up stuff about money, the wanting you to sit down with the ex-girl. I mean, the is she the ex-girlfriend? Is she the current girlfriend? What is she?
I don't know.
Like, don't bring me into your past mess.
But I'm definitely curious to see
if I don't have to be in it.
See what's next with them. So them, and then I'm curious to see how Haley and Jacob bounce back.
They're not going to.
But hey, that's all I got.
Guys, please like this video, comment down below what you thought of this week's episode. Again, subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell. And also on Sunday at 7, we will be on Little Black Book 91's channel with a few other of your favorite YouTubers talking about Married at First Sight season 12 episode 7. So it'll be a good time. I will try to put the link somewhere so you guys can see it as soon as we go live. Actually, I know I'll share it on our Facebook page. So if you follow us on Facebook, I'll go ahead and share it out there. You got anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Peace.